Hi everyone, welcome to your fairy pick a card reading. We have 3 piles today. Pile 1 with the green Adventurine, pile 2 with the Chevron Amethyst, and pile 3 with the lemon Jade. Hi, pile 1, and those of you who chose the green Adventurine heart. This is your pick a card reading. Okay, we're going to get started with 4 oracles. I'm going to save tarot for the end, as well as a fairy dust energy card for the end as well. So we have solitude. We have overindulgence. We have Flora's realm. And we have compassion. All right, first message coming in. Pile 1. What is going on? What's happening in your life right now? Are there some areas of overindulgence? Could it be any type of addiction? That could be to things like eating, smoking, drugs, alcohol. It could be too much time on your devices. So what is it that you're overindulging on? That is the question for you, pile 1. And what is the advice from your fairies? They're saying it's got to give. You can only overindulge for so long. So what do they want to say? Well, first off, we have solitude. So I'm just going to read you what it says. It says, think of being alone as meaning you're all one and in total harmony with everything. The greatest treasures are those that wait silently during your quiet times. I'm going to say, I think with this overindulgence, again, it could even be shopping, whatever it may be. I kind of have a feeling that there's not a whole lot of me time going on here, as in solitude and just reflecting, taking time for yourself. And maybe that's because of this indulgence, you're really lacking some compassion for yourself. You don't want to take time for yourself because that means getting real with it. That means facing what it is. And you're not feeling good about it. But what the fairies are asking you to do is have compassion. And have compassion for yourself. It's okay. You can. They want to say you have permission to feel compassion for yourself and whatever it is that you're dealing with right now. It's okay. You recognize it, and once you recognize it, then it's time to work on it. So have a little bit of compassion as you're working on it. And then we have Flora's realm, which is be ready to empower yourself with love, for you are special. Okay, awesome. So that ties in perfectly, right? Show compassion and love to yourself. Was it a plan to maybe get a bit addicted to whatever this indulgence is? No, not at all. It was not your plan. So you need to cut yourself some slack. Maybe get out into nature as well, because I'm seeing here this also mentions nature's creatures, and the fairy is surrounded by a lot of, birds. Okay. And here, again, just getting out into, I love it, out into fairyland. You know, I'm obsessed with those little fairy gardens, FYI. But, you know, just get out with nature. Take time. I know it's fall now for some of us in the northern hemisphere, but that's okay. Beautiful time to get out and see the leaves changing color and take a walk. There's even some fall flowers that are going to be out and around. So just kind of take time for that solitude. You know, maybe a good old nature walk is what's called for here. A time to reflect on what it is that you want to let go of here in this, with this indulgence. So I think that's your main message. We like to just keep it short and sweet. We don't want anything to be too heavy. So let's pull the tarot here and see what we have going. First card out, Eight of Cups. Couldn't be more perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna move these over just a bit. We have Eight of Cups. Second card, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. And the Devil. Okay, these cards tie in perfectly. And I might as well flip this one too, Eight of Autumn. Okay, or Eight of Coins. So these are just confirmation for the cards in the middle. One, Eight of Cups. It's time to walk away. Okay, it's time to walk away from whatever it is that you're indulging in, because chances are it's probably holding you back a little bit in some area of your life. And this indulgent is devil energy, right? It's being bound. It's being tied to something that is totally within your control. And with the Eight of Autumn here, it's totally within your control. That doesn't mean that it's not hard work to let it go or to cut back. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles is hard work. It's putting your nose down and getting it done. So I think that's advice here for sure. And the Eight of Cups is confirming you're walking away. The Devil is confirming this overindulgent energy. And the Queen of Pentacles, I laughed when this came out because the first thing that came into my mind was, oh, and you're going to save some money. So whatever this is that you're doing, you're going to, one, save some money, but also I want to say that you will be taking on that Queen of Pentacles energy. And that's really a very practical energy. It's also a very stable and steady energy. Okay, so that's kind of the energy that you want to adopt. So it's put your nose to the grind, adopt this stable and practical and hard-working energy, and work on this devil indulgent energy here. And it may require, like I said, going out into nature, spending time with yourself and being loving and compassionate towards yourself. All right, now let's pull one last card. It's one of the fairy dust cards. It's just some additional advice or guidance to go along pile one with your reading. I think this is beautiful. I love the fairy energy. Okay, peace. Friends and family and those who care are those who care. Peace is yours today to share. So it's just reminding you that you may have to, during this, just additional guidance, rely on your friends and family. Ask them for help with whatever this is, and it's going to be different for each one of you, okay? But ask for help, and it will come from your friends and family. And just know that you are going to come through this on the other side with love and compassion and peace within. Okay, thank you, pile one. I really appreciate your time. If you like this pile and this message that came through, please hit a thumbs up and share and subscribe and help my small channel grow. Thank you. Hi, pile two, and those of you who chose the Chevron Amethyst heart. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that. Sometimes it's hard to get the words out. Okay, we're going to look at these cards first. We're going to save the tarots and a fairy dust advice card for the end. So let's get started here. Look in a book. Oh, that's interesting. Trouble. What are you up to, pile two? Dewdrop Fairy and Strength. Okay. So I'm being pulled to this Dewdrop Fairy card, and basically what it's saying here is be open to loving yourself, for you are worthy of that love. And then we have the Strength card. Okay, I think this may be a bit of a funny message just for what's coming through for this card, but you see how there's a girl here, okay? Our fairy, our female fairy energy, and then we have a male energy fairy down here. I kind of get the idea that this little fella is bad news, okay? He's the trouble. And I think it literally is in relationship. I'm not getting it as the little devil that sits up on your shoulder. I'm getting it as in relationship. So I kind of feel like there's someone maybe that's in your life or could possibly be around you that isn't such a good energy for you to be around. Again, it's not that you're doing anything wrong here. Sometimes we just, when we have a light, we tend to attract, the dark or the shadow sometimes. It happens to everyone. So I feel, that there's someone around you that may just be a little bit of an imp here. That's just a little trouble, just a little bad news. And the reason I say that is because of this card. And it's almost as though maybe right now you're taking the love that you can get and not the love or the attention that you deserve. Okay, so you're maybe settling a bit here. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. We can always be very open with these readings. It could be a friendship. It could be a family member. It doesn't have to be romantic, but I do kind of feel for this particular reading it is. I believe what else it's saying here too is you may even think that you don't have the strength or the willpower, or sometimes it could even be just the energy to, let this little devil, this little imp character go out of your life. And it may be difficult to do that. You may live with this person. It could be a roommate even. And, you just can't pick up and go at the drop of a hat. However, you can plan. And maybe that is where this look in a book comes in. It's something that's going to help you plan to remove this trouble energy out of your life. When I first saw it come out and I was getting relationship right away, I was like, or maybe you just need to read some romance novels and just leave the romance there for right now and out of your life. That could be for some of you, right? You know what? Just read a good romance novel and let the imp go and just settle in with yourself. That could be a message for some of you, but for others, I think that the guidance that you're going to need to help get yourself out of this situation, it says look in a book. That's whatever questions you have, that's where you're going to find the answer. I'd be very interested to know how that's working for some of you. Okay, those are the main messages. Now let's look at the tarot and see what they have to say. I like to think of the tarot as confirmation for this, okay? So first card out, we have 10 of Pentacles. Okay, this is good. Like 10 of Pentacles. Because that means everything's going to work out in the end. 3 of Swords. And the 7 of Wands. Okay. So, and over here, whoops, wrong way. We have the Prince of Autumn or the Knight of Autumn. Oh, I'm liking this. Okay. So, I want to say right now, 3 of Swords. Whatever the situation is, it's causing you a bit of heartbreak right now. That's just a confirmation. You probably feel like you're fighting a losing battle, or that you're always battling, standing up there and just constantly trying to get your point across, or you're constantly standing up for what you believe in, and it's not what this little fella's believing in or believes. So I feel like that might be the battle that's going on here, is that you're always having to defend yourself. You're always having to try to get your point of view across, and they're just not buying it, seeing it, or want anything to do with it. And it's causing a lot of turmoil, okay? But here's the good news. You're going to find the answer. You have the strength to move on. You know deep down, and you need to pull that out to the surface, that you are worthy of a good relationship. You are worthy of love. And here we have the Prince of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, which means, I believe in this particular reading, you have and you will find someone coming towards you that's going to be, I love the words, dependable, protective, chivalrous, humorous. Someone who's kind, it says here, to others. Someone who cares about what others think. Someone who's very grounded and stable. That is out there for you. But you have to open up to it, and you have to rid yourself of this devilish, impish energy first. And you will get what you want in the end, which is the Ten of Pentacles. It's success in relationship. All right, that is your message. I'm just going to pull now, just for maybe additional confirmation or advice from the Fairy Dust deck here. Oh, there we go. Shake it off. If you fall and others jeer, just shake it off and walk with cheer. Yeah. I don't think your guy's gonna, or lady, it doesn't matter. Energy's energy, whether it's male or female. Take it for what it is for you. They're not gonna like it, but that's okay. As Taylor Swift says, shake it off. I love that, right? That is your message pile 2. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and share this video with your friends and family. Help my small channel grow. I would really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Hello, pile 3, and those of you who chose this wonderful lemon jade here for your crystal. Welcome to your fairy reading. Let's get started. I have some oracles here, and then tarot for the end, along with the fairy dust message card. So let's get started. We have life energy. We have winter, okay, which is coming. We have my little rosebud and friendship. Okay. I'm going to the friendship card. When individuals with common bonds cross your path, friendship is discovered. Okay. I just am picking up a feeling here that maybe it's time that you examine the friendships in your life. Is it time for some new friends? Is it time for some friends in general? Have you been hermiting away? And with the winter card, that just reminds me, right, of winter. Everything dies off and then is reborn again in the spring. So maybe there's some friendships that need to be closely monitored or reviewed to see, kind of like if it's in a retrograde, your friends are in a retrograde right now, they need to be reviewed. Yeah, because maybe it's time for some of them to go. and you're going to find individuals that you have more of a common interest, or as it says, a common bond with. And so, and the whole thing that that a common theme that comes up is you really, and as well, it's not a common theme, it just is, you always have to make room for new. And I think that's a hard concept for us sometimes as human beings to understand. We want everything. So we want to keep all the friends and people in our lives that we have right now, and then we just want to keep adding to it. But think of it this way, you're only one person and you can only do so much. And you grow and evolve along the way, which means you sometimes outgrow people. And that's all right. There isn't anything wrong with the person. You just maybe you've outgrown them, and you're going to find people that you have more in common with. So let's see what these other cards say. We have My Little Rosebud. Do not allow other people's thinking to influence your own decisions. Realize that you have the power to do many things. Okay. And Life Energy. The happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to share your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that needs to be healed. Okay, so they just want to tell you, call upon this fairy of sunshine. I love that. Such a beautiful card. To help you through this. We can always call upon our fairy guides as well. They want to help you. They work very closely with the angel guides and spirit guides to help us. And if you shine your light authentically, you're going to attract those people in to your life. And like I said, it's all right if you've outgrown some people. You know, the wisdom, the owl here, the wisdom is knowing that you've outgrown them and it's time to move on. And the thing is, they are going through a similar situation probably. They're, moving and growing as well and probably outgrowing people. And they'll hopefully understand that as well. And I don't even know if it's anything that needs to be spoken. It will depend on your situation. We're coming into winter, and maybe this is the time. It's kind of giving you some advice here during this time where everything slows down and you just kind of recoup, or things die off through the winter to be reborn again. That will be your time to, maybe spring's going to be your time to get out there and really make the move, right? Make the move into letting go and finding a new friend group. Or it could even, be a new group of people. That's interesting that came to me like that. Yeah, it could be a new group of people that you might find. You may find yourself joining something. It's like learning how to cook or crochet or something like that. Whatever it is that you join, it may be your new group of friends that you have a more common bond with. And take the time here, because the word healed just popped out. Work through the emotions of the people that you may need to let go of. Feel it, and it's okay, but just know that it's also okay that you have outgrown them. And you may get some flack or some feedback here, because it says don't allow other people's thinking to influence your decisions. Some of your other friends may say, like, but we've been friends for years. How can you let me go? Or how can you let them go? And you just explain it in that way. We're always changing and evolving, and just like you sometimes outgrow clothes, well, you certainly do as you're growing as a child and learning. You also do as an adult, but it can be in the form of friendships, and there isn't anything wrong with that, and nor should you feel any guilt about that. Okay? As long as it's all coming from a good place, you should never feel guilt about it. Now, let's get into the tarot and see what it has to say for confirmation. So we have card 1, the Hermit. Well, that kind of goes right along with the winter card, right? Kind of hermiting down. It's getting cold outside, but it's going within and figuring out who and what it is that needs to be eliminated is such a harsh word, that needs to be let go of. Okay, Five of Wands, perfect, because that's kind of confirming for me that, you know, there is a bit of disagreement or disharmony maybe in the group that you're with now, or again, it could be family, it could be co-workers, right? You will understand and know it if it fits your situation in that way. And last we have the Five of Cups, okay, and the Eight of Spring, which is the Eight of Wands. All right, okay, I see how, okay. So we have the Five of Wands here. So there may be some conflict right now where you're kind of feeling like it just isn't going anywhere, right? It's just like, I don't know, I know this card doesn't depict it in this way, but I know the other does. They're just like fighting with sticks, and what's the point? And you're kind of feeling that right now. And you may even feel, again, Five of Cups. I can't see what's ahead of me because all I can concentrate on is this Five of Wands. But what it's asking you to do is see this and let it go and look ahead. Because if you look ahead, you will see that there is going to be someone or some new people coming into your life. And it just may be over the winter, right? Like I said, hermiting away here in the winter, just taking it easy and knowing that in spring, and it just these flowers, right? Just remind me of spring. In spring, you may want to set your sights, because that's what the Eight of Wands is, right? It's finding your target and aiming towards it. And that will be your time. I just want to read this card. It says, stress that comes from having many things happening at once, successful multitasking, sudden events or changes. That's what I think applies here. Who knows what's going to happen in the spring to make that change, to, you know, like a finger snap to get you going. But it's like a light bulb. It'll just be a snap, a light bulb will go off, and you'll know what it is that you want to do. It may be joining a spring beer league softball team. Who knows? And that may be where you find your new tribe of friends. Who knows? Or a rowing club or something like that. So that is your message, pile 3. I hope that it resonated for you. I'm going to get one last card here from the Fairy Oracle. See if there's any additional. Yeah, it's just time. I think you just need to freshen up, right? Renew. It's like after, yeah. I feel like you're going into a retrograde here. That's what I feel like with this winter card. You're going, the Hermit card, you're going into a little self-retrograde, and you're going to really reflect upon, you know, who's working in your life and who isn't. Okay, what do we have? Play, step outside and feel the sun, breathe the air, play, have some fun. That is your spring. Oh my gosh, and I just realized too right there, sometimes it's right in front of me. We were talking about winter and spring, and I was calling it, because I know it's the Eight of Wands, but winter, spring, it's your time. So hang on to that. I would love to hear if any of you are kind of going through this right now. So if this resonated, please throw me a like and share and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It will help me grow my small channel. I'm just starting out, and I would love for you to join me again. Thank you, pile 3.